we're just about ready for the start. You can see our women, they got the fingers on the watch. Everybody needs to take their splits and everything. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the start to the major here in Washington. The North American Championship is on our top 15 elite in the women's race out on the run course. Viola can risk just absolutely everything today. She's qualified as well. She wants that podium spot here and the major as well. And then right behind, we saw Camilla Massa and Lauren Griffith. We had them in the head-to-head earlier today on the screen. Very similar run times. And now we're at the first workout, the ski erg.
What we do know about Linda, though, is she does come through the field. She does perform very strongly in the latter stages of the race. So we don't necessarily expect her to be leading up front or be in third place immediately from the start. She does come through the field. We saw it in Chicago where she caught Vivian Tafuto for that third spot, when she had been quite a substantial way behind her earlier on in the race. So it's not necessarily Linda's race to lead or be third spot from the start, but obviously she's not going to get to open up too much.
And here they come. That's the top 5 coming in. We got Lauren Weeks on the sled already. Here comes Megan Jacoby, but right behind Linda Meyer, Viola Oberländer, Lauren Griffith, and then just a little bit off a gap to Jess Towell, who is in a nice position there as well. She opened a nice gap on the competition behind her. And here we go. Lauren, she's got the first lane done already. And look at Linda Meyer pushing the sled up to Megan Jacoby now. Now that's going to be a confidence boost out there on the grid in front of us as well.
Yeah, worth reiterating as well that this is the first feel of the new equipment for some of these ladies. So that we first saw the new equipment in Fort Lauderdale last week. Most of these athletes weren't performing there. So this is the first push in a race of this new equipment. The sleds might feel slightly different for them. Yeah. So.
Oh, sorry. And we just saw that little mishap there from Camilla Massa, just on the 6th or 7th lane there. She stopped the sled too soon. She misread the grid and had to go back and push it a little further. That cost valuable seconds. Linda Meyer now needing a little bit of a rest here. That's the chance for Megan Jacoby to go past again. Viola Oberländer is right there, doing really well. They're all needing a little rest now, going into that third lane, but still all super close together. Lauren Weeks doing her thing in the front. Camilla Massa is struggling a little bit to get the sled started again. And Viola Oberländer, Megan Jacoby, Linda Meyer, and Lauren Griffith all together now. I know it's just the second workout, but this is as close as I've seen this in a very, very long time.
Yeah, this is really close between a lot of athletes here. We talked before about looking at how often they pause, how well the sled's moving. A lot of these athletes are taking pauses. I think there was like some speculation about whether the sleds would be moving today, whether because they were new they'd glide over the carpet more easily. They're obviously moving okay, but they are taking a lot of pauses. And yeah, like you said, there's some athletes, a lot of athletes very, very close together.
Lauren Griffith making a beautiful move here. Viola Oberländer as well, super close to Lauren Weeks on the way out.
Those athletes chasing Lauren there, I felt performed strongly on the sled push. Caught it up, and the field is very close together. Now, Lauren is looking very, very good on the runs today.
For me, the surprise so far in the race is to see Linda Meyer run where she's running. Again, they open up a little bit of a gap on Lauren Griffith, and right behind Lauren Griffith, we've got Camilla Massa, who's now on the run, closing that gap again. And I mean, that is the duel, if there is a chance, you know, for World Championship slots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're coming into the sled pull here, where Camilla can be very strong. Like I was saying with Lauren earlier, she got caught out previously in Vienna with a sled pull penalty, which hurt her. But she can perform strongly here and claw back some time.
All right, so new equipment, we talked about it. Everybody had the opportunity to test it out beforehand. Interesting to see Megan Jacoby just going straight for the rope. We saw Lauren Weeks as well as Linda Meyer just grabbing some of the chalk first to make sure you've got a good grip. We heard the new ropes are a little more slippery because they're not worn in yet. So interesting to see that some of the athletes are taking the time to put some chalk on, others not.
Yeah, I had a feel of the ropes in the warm-up area myself earlier, and it certainly feels like I would want some chalk on that. That they do feel more slippery than what these athletes will have used previously. Chalk will certainly be needed, especially with these heavy weights that they're using, and especially once you're sweating, and you know, already 3 stages into the race. I would be wanting chalk. Yeah.
And interesting to see that actually Linda Meyer had the best first lane at the sled pull here. So she was the first one to change. Megan Jacobi also closed that gap to Lauren Weeks, was only about a meter or something, so like 2 seconds behind when they went into the second lane. Viola Oberländer, she lost a little bit of distance there. Lauren Griffith really making a move as well again. And Camilla Massa now losing at the workout again. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a change in the lead here. It is Linda Meyer now at the sled push, who's the first. She took more time out of Megan Jacobi, out of Lauren Weeks. Lauren Griffith also switching over now. And here comes Viola Oberländer. She had a very good second lane. So she managed to close that gap to Megan Jacobi again. What an incredibly close race here. We promised excitement, ladies and gents, out there on the screens before the race, and it is happening. Our women are delivering on this day here in Washington.
Yeah, and you wanted some fight from Linda, Till. She came into the sled pull 6 seconds behind, but she's in the lead now. She's performing really, really well on this station. And like I said earlier, we know that she can perform in the latter stages of this race. We know she's very, very strong. But she is looking so, so good on this sled pull.
I'm telling you, all that's going through her head right now is puppy, puppy, puppy. It's her fire, I'm telling you. She finally found the racer in herself. It's quite interesting talking to her before the race. She says, I'm just not a racer. You know, and I was like, well, that's not bad, because you only have to be a racer 1 day a month. You know, the rest of the months you can have fun training. Just be a racer 1 day every month and you'll be fine. And it's incredible to see her perform here at the moment. But of course, all eyes are on Megan Jacobi, on Lauren Weeks. And let's see how we're doing. We're in that first lane. Linda Meyer, she is done with that lane. Done and dusted. She is out. She will be the first one out onto that next run lap. And let's see, Lauren Weeks, Megan Jacobi, Viola Oberländer, Lauren Griffith. They are all there. Jess Howell, we're seeing Camilla Massa. She's losing a little bit of time and distance here. And Viola Oberländer, that is the 2 Germans going past the Americans. First out back onto the run course. And even Megan Jacobi going past Lauren Weeks. What is happening right now?
Wow. We're in Washington, but jet lag doesn't look like it's affecting Linda and Viola so far. I think that's around a 15-second gap that Linda came out of the sled pull in. That's pretty impressive, considering she was 6 seconds off of Lauren going into it.
So now the big question is, how is she going to approach the rest of the race? So there's 2 scenarios. She's going to go all in and say, I'm just going to obliterate my PB so far, and I might just take the win here. I'm risking it all. Or is the lead going to get into her head? Is she going to get into her head and suddenly think about, hold on, I might be able to win this one. Let's not risk too much.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, obviously, it's tough to answer. Only she knows that. But this station will tell us a lot. This station is where you can blow up. You know, we get to the burpees. It can be incredibly tough. Your heart rate jacks up. You can, you know, slow things down a little bit, take some pauses to keep the heart rate under control, or you can really push yourself, and it remains to be seen what she does. But this is one station where you can get a good indication of how someone is going to approach it and how they're feeling.
I think what's important for Linda at this workout right now is to be okay with it, even if she gets caught. Because we've seen it in Vienna, it's not her strongest workout in comparison to some of the athletes. It is okay for her to get caught. But one thing I think we can say for sure, Lauren Weeks is not having the race of her life, because Viola Oberländer is with her. Megan Jacobi, okay, not that surprising, but even Lauren Griffith is there. Vivian Tatufo is there. They're all here right now, really, really close to the lead, but Lauren Weeks is now closing that gap. On Linda Meyer, it's only about 4 or 5 seconds now that the gap has come down. We're really back to that duel of 4 or 5 women in the lead. And I hear that Lauren has an update. Lauren, you beauty, take us through whatever's on your mind right now in this exciting race that we're seeing right now in Washington.
Till, thank you. It's a lot of Lauren's, isn't it? I'm actually down at the bottom end of the course where Rebecca Nather is still completing her sled pull. I did speak to her a little bit earlier on in the week, and she said she's really struggled with influenza. That was only 7 days ago, and she's kind of flown to Washington in the hope that she's out the other side. I'm not sure how far the camera is. They're obviously on the front of the race, but you can see her standing with her hands on her hips, contemplating, I think, whether it's worth putting her body through this. She's an absolute trooper, and she's carrying on. Let's go back to you. I hear something exciting in the race just happened.
Oh, it is absolutely unbelievable. Whilst you have the drama at the end of the race, now Lauren Weeks has gone past Linda Meyer again, and Linda Meyer, she is getting her first penalty. She has to go back at the burpees here. Drama at the front of the race right now. As we're looking at it, we're right there with them. Lauren Weeks back in the lead, and it is a proper lead. She came from a good solid 15 seconds back going into the workout here to now leading Linda Meyer by at least 10 to 15 seconds. Linda Meyer struggling and then getting that penalty on top of it. And then behind Viola Oberländer also struggling. It is Megan Jacoby and it is Lauren Griffith who's still with there. Vivian Tafuto also gone past Viola Oberländer, who right now is losing the most. But and Linda Meyer going back again. What a burpee drama. Another penalty for Linda Meyer, who was just leading the race, and Lauren Weeks already done. She is out, while Linda Meyer has at least another third off the lap. Megan Jacoby's gone past as well. What is going on here in Washington in our Women's Elite 15 race? Greg, when is the last time you've seen that kind of drama in our Elite 15 race?
Yeah, Lauren was looking really, really good on those burpees. She wasn't pausing. Every jump looked really springy. She looked really good, very, very quick. And you compared that to Linda. She cruised past Linda, and then Linda was getting penalties thrown in, which the last thing you need when you're really struggling, when you're slow, and when you're finding it hard with the burpees. She got at least 2 penalties there, and Lauren and Megan have both gone past her. Now Megan's only a few seconds ahead of her there, but she did concede some ground there, and I think she conceded a lot of energy as well. In reality, those penalties would really hurt her now.
Here we see the top 3 at the moment, and it's Lauren Weeks about 120 meters ahead of Megan Jacoby. Megan Jacoby a good solid 90 meters ahead of Linda Meyer is what the standings are right now. It says 200, 300, 400 on the screen. So Linda Meyer really doing well on that road. I think she's getting a little bit closer. She's moving closer towards Megan Jacoby here, which she needs. So the deficit was about 10 seconds, I reckon, roughly. Going in 8 seconds. Heading into the workout, and then halfway through for Lauren Weeks at this 5th out of 8 workouts today.
Yeah, worth just saying as well, I mentioned Amy Bevilacqua a few moments ago about how well she performed on those burpees. That last run was very strong from her as well, so she's actually put herself into 5th spot as we come into the row. And then Lauren Griffith is just behind her, 5 seconds behind her. Viola has dropped to 7th spot at the moment. So as it stands, 5th spot would get you a spot at the World Championships, and Amy's put herself in a great position here.
Lauren Weeks, she is done and dusted with the workout. She is back out on the course. And, we were talking about how she should be tired after that race 3 weeks ago, and that performance. She even talked about it in a way that does not keep her from now making a move in the race and opening up a real gap, as Megan Jacoby is now heading out trying to chase Lauren Weeks. But I do believe she lost even more time on that ski erg right now.
Yeah, so Megan's come out of that road 27 seconds behind Lauren there. So fairly similar splits, I believe, on the road. Maybe
she's proven me wrong. I think she actually made up about 5 seconds there, 4 seconds. Linda Meyer, she lost 2 seconds. She was 39 down. So she lost a few more seconds on Megan Jacoby, 2 seconds on Lauren Weeks.
Ever since the 2023 World Championships, she's been really targeting getting into the 2024 World Championships elite races. Really been pushing herself. The races haven't come together how maybe I thought how I thought they might, and how I think she thought they might. No, yeah, she's certainly further down the field right now than she'd want to be.
Yeah, and I'll give you a newsflash right now as we're looking at Lauren Weeks at the Farmers Carry here. Yes, 2:08 is not her real time anymore. There was the average for it. She is heading into the next lane here. Fantastic. She is completely unbroken so far. She hasn't stopped. She hasn't put them down. But look at Linda Meyer. She is the only one who's got a real pep in the step, who's almost literally running with the weights.
Worth highlighting here that in previous majors this season, they've done the farmers' carries in a separate section, so not on the grid. So there's not been as much turning. I think in maybe even Stockholm there was like a 50-metre up and then 50-metre back. So less turning makes these farmers' carries much easier. Today, I believe they've got 10 lengths of 20 metres to do. So that's lots of turning. That costs a lot of time in reality, and it can really test your grip. So if it is taking slow, if it's testing your grip, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some of the ladies have to put the kettlebells down, and that's where time can really change. But you just mentioned
Oh, yeah, you
Linda.
can definitely tell if you look at Linda Meyer there. You know, it's like with the kettlebells, just swinging around, 24 kilos on each side. But Lauren Weeks, she didn't need to stop. She is through. She is out. And it's still a way to go for Megan Jacoby. Linda Meyer is very close to closing that gap on Megan Jacoby. They're turning almost at the same time now. But Vivian Tafuto, she's absolutely flying through the workout as well. Another turn there for her as well. But look at this incredible gap that Lauren Weeks has opened up. It is now 2 more lanes for Linda Meyer and Megan Jacoby. Linda Meyer has gone past Megan Jacoby. She's got a couple of seconds. Megan Jacoby's going to give absolutely everything now to not let the gap open. Linda Meyer had to drop the kettlebells. She actually lost a couple of seconds there. She looks a little bit at the limit. Megan Jacoby gone through again. What a move. In before the last lane off the kettlebells. Here, kettlebells drop. They're back out onto the run course. Megan Jacoby right there. Linda Meyer with her. You know, but Megan is a fighter, and those lunges are it takes a while. It makes your body burn. It makes your legs burn. No doubt you want to think a little bit about the wall balls possibly as well. And Megan Jacoby, she's going to fight back. She's just got to need to find her groove here. But what a gutsy race by Linda Meyer. Vivian Tafuto now at the lunges as well. And then Lauren Griffith. And we've got Amy with her. She actually caught up on the run. They're going out into the workout, into the sandbag lunges, shoulder to shoulder. What a race.
Yeah, this is real close between the two of them. Neither of them want to let the other one go. Look how quickly Lauren Griffiths is moving through those very, very quickly, stepping through very fast steps. Little pause there, but she was stepping through very quickly.
All right, we're seeing here first adjustments, you know, first sort of like a little bit of slowing down by Linda Meyer, but she is in the workout. Into the next lane, she only took a very short breather here. Megan Jacoby, she is about 10 seconds behind Linda Meyer now. The question is, can she push through? Can she hold that pace? Lauren Weeks in the front, just doing her thing. Vivian Tafuto, she is right there. But then that duo, Lauren Griffith and Amy Bevilacqua, shoulder to shoulder down there. And I believe we're hearing from Lauren again, who's right in the middle of the action.
I am indeed, and I have my eyes firmly on who is fighting for that qualifying spot. Something that might got missed on the stream was when Lauren Griffith overtook Amy Bevilacqua off the rowers, it was because Amy stopped for a drink and Lauren took advantage, and she's basically held the gap the entire way around the last 2 stations. And I was chatting to a couple of the athletes who've already had to play with this center equipment, and the lunges apparently is the most they had to adapt to, because we're so used to that sandbag flopping over our shoulders, but these are still really new and pretty solid. So athletes are having to find a slightly new way of working and adjusting to the pressure, as Lauren Weeks is already out and back on course. I'll hand it back to you guys.
Lauren, thank you so much. And I believe while you were talking about that, if I'm not completely mistaken, Vivian Tafuto might have gone past Megan Jacoby on the grid there. This is a spectacular race. Some of it, Greg, is what we expected, but other things are they're changing our Hyrox universe right now. You know, the picture that we have from races and how they're supposed to unfold from what we've seen throughout the season so far.
Yeah, very, very close between a lot of athletes here. And we've talked in previous majors about the top 2 in the ladies' field, Megan and Lauren. Lauren is got quite a sizable lead at this stage, but for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th spot, it is very, very, very close right now. And there's Linda leaving the lunges there, looking really, really strong.
So what we can say for sure today is Lauren Weeks doing Lauren Weeks things, but then an amazing duel for 2nd spot. It might be that Linda Meyer is not going to take a 4th, 3rd spot at the majors, but actually move up to 2nd spot. And then behind the duel between Amy and Lauren, but Amy losing the ball now. That is at least 2 wall balls that Lauren Griffith was able to catch up.
And she stumbled again there. She threw it once, caught it, and then it sort of stumbled back. Maybe she's struggling with a position, a starting position or something like that. But yeah, she certainly lost some time there to Lauren.
And then we had Vivian Tafudo actually right behind Megan Jacoby coming to the wall ball. So we might even within the American phalanx see a little bit of a change today in what's happening. All right. And if I got that right, it's 10 more wall balls for Lauren Weeks. She is about to finish it off in style here in Washington at the North American Championship. We're counting down the wall balls. We're about to welcome today's winner at this major race here in Washington. And here she goes. Lauren Weeks has taken the win on home soil here in Washington. And this is the duel. Linda Meyer, Megan Jacoby, Vivian Tafudo. Who's got the best wall balls? Amy again struggling. She is struggling hard. I couldn't see Lauren Griffith next to it, but Amy is having problems here at the wall balls. And again, Amy Bevilacqua, and then next to her, Lauren Griffith. That is the duel. And what a cute finish line picture here from Lauren Weeks. But here we go, all the way to the left. Linda Meyer from Germany, then Megan Jacoby in the middle right now in the picture. Vivian Tafudo next, and then again Amy Bevilacqua dropping the ball. Lauren Griffith next to her. Everybody's taking little rests right now. The judges looking very closely here at Linda Meyer. That is something we don't have. We don't know if there's been no reps or not. So we're just waiting for information. And I think we've got Lauren down there with some updates for us. Lauren, what's happening?
Oh my gosh, we're in the final 10 of Meyer and the Megan Jacoby, and Meyer crosses the line. Jacoby has her last one to go. Talk about a close finish from the most amazing battle, as Vivian Tafudo is having to take a short break. Now my focus is going to turn to Griffiths and Bevilacqua. I'm going to head back to you guys.
She asked the question and she answered it herself. Can the Americans be beaten? And she does it today here. Linda Meyer coming in 2nd at the North American Championships here in Washington. Greg, what a race from Linda Meyer from Germany, despite the penalties at the burpees.
Yeah, incredible. She 6 seconds ahead of Megan. She knew she had to push incredibly hard there on those wall balls because, like I said, you know Megan that can go unbroken on those wall balls. You know she's incredibly quick. She had to dig really deep to do that, and she done it, and she'll be really, really pleased with that performance.
But who's going to be next across the line? We have Megan Jacoby, but then this is Amy Bevilacqua and Lauren Griffith, shoulder to shoulder. I don't have the updates on the number of wall balls. And I think Lauren, she's right there with Amy and Lauren. What's happening?
Oh, I'm trying to overhear judges here, but it looks like Griffith has about 10 to 20 on Bevilacqua because she's having to break and she's had a couple of no reps. It's super tense. Keep your eyes on it. I'm going to leave it with you guys.
All right, here we go. Shoulder to shoulder. We had a couple of no reps. They needed a couple of rest moments. Right now, Lauren Griffith looking better, and she is going to take the slot. Lauren Griffith, after passing out in Vienna and still finishing the race, she will come across the line. She does come across the line in 5th spot. She is taking that World Championship slot.
2 Laurens sat on the floor because one of them has had an absolute stormer and is going to the World Championships after everything that happened in Vienna, the fainting, the coming back, the winning a doubles world record. Where does this stand?
Oh my gosh, this is just so surreal. I'm I'm beyond thrilled. Happy to be here and compete with all these incredible women that really pushed me and helped me get a good enough time to make it into the World Championship.
You had the most amazing battle with Amy Bill-Blackwell. What was the separator in the end? Because you had an unbelievable wall ball, but it was so tense from start to that final station.
Oddly enough, it was going unbroken in Vienna. That I figured if I could pass out in the middle of a race, go unbroken, I could push through wall balls, even if I had to break it up a little and finish as fast as I could with as minimal breaks as possible.
How have you dealt with the pressure? Because people have been speaking about you had such a good run up to your first major, but actually being in this environment so different. How have you enjoyed the experience so far?
You know, it's been incredible. It was really disappointing for myself how I finished, but the reaction of everyone else to be so encouraging really helped me bounce back faster. I did have a little bit of that down period where I kind of second-guessed things. And then after seeing reactions of people that were just so encouraging and kind, and it was amazing to have that kind of support to really come back and have confidence in myself.
Dude, I cannot wait to see you crush it in these. Massive congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.